we've got construction workers here, but I just heard a loud noise and there was an accident at the front of our lane this morning. I was gone for it, I missed it. Missed all the chaos and commotion, but I did see the car on its way out on the tow truck, and it did not look like a good time. Apparently the lady is okay in the hospital, but I don't know, you know, how much information can they actually give us? Anyway, hi! Welcome to a whole new week of what's for dinner this week. I'm going to share with you some easy, quick, delicious, family-friendly dinners that are quick and easy. Did I say those things? Quick, easy, and delicious. Those are my things. Tonight, I am going to make a marinade. Let me put him down. All right, we'll see how long he lasts in his high chair, which he's been doing pretty good. You have been.
Yeah, you're getting so big.
All right, originally on my meal plan, which I always deviate from, I was going to make this grilled Cajun lime chicken. I've got some limes I need to get rid of. Are there limes in this recipe? No. But there is pineapple juice, and I spent about an arm and a leg on this, so I'm going to use it. And the whole catalyst for choosing the grilled teriyaki chicken, which is what this is called, is because the stir-fry noodles also call for pineapple juice, but it's like a tablespoon or something. And I thought, what am I gonna do with the rest of it? So I found a marinade that has very similar ingredients, so same flavor profile, and I figured this will be better. So for the chicken marinade, I'm going to grab a Ziploc bag. Sometimes I grab a bowl, sometimes I grab a bag. I'm gonna throw the chicken into the bag. I have chicken thighs. I just think they taste so much better. They're more fatty, more delicious, more flavorful. They hold in the juice, and those are the things I want out of my chicken. Should I just add lime to this just for fun? For the marinade, really just a few ingredients. I love marinades. I feel like they taste great, they're easy to throw together. I have some garlic here, freshly minced. And then I will have to actually freshly mince this one. They didn't have ginger paste at the grocery store, so I had to actually buy ginger. But I need it for both recipes. Some soy sauce, I'm using cocoa aminos, pineapple juice, and then sugar over here. So let's throw it in together. They've got to sell single serving pineapple juice, like in a can or something. There's got to be people who don't drink this much. Every time I make something with it, I just buy the big one, and I always think, oh yeah, I'll keep the jar. I never do. Alex drinks it. Woo! 1 cup of pineapple juice. I always say like, oh, I'm not gonna get the bags, but you know, the bag holders, I always regret that decision. It's just so much to store. And would I actually use it? Probably not, you know? All right, 1 cup of that, 1 cup of this. That smells good already. Half a cup of brown sugar, a little bit of garlic, and I actually have to do some work. So I've heard, I'm just going to like chop off a nub of this. How much do I need? 1 teaspoon. Listen, 1 teaspoon of ginger goes a heck of a long way. Some people take a spoon and just take the skin off like that. I feel like that's more effort than just taking a paring knife, you know? I might waste a little more, but honestly, this is probably gonna go to waste in my fridge, you know? I'll do my best to chop it and freeze it, but let's be real, it might not happen. All right, I'm just gonna do my best to mince it up. That's good enough. Just gonna throw this in. All right, I'm gonna mix this all together and leave it in my fridge to marinate all day until it's dinner time. Okay, I'm gonna start on the stir fry, and I think this is everything that you need, give or take a few that I'm probably missing. Red bell peppers, if you like them, ginger or ginger paste, but my store was out of it. Cabbage, pineapple juice, garlic. I have stir fry rice noodles. This is like a 14-ounce package. I was gonna grab 2 8-ounce packages, but it was twice as much money. It was crazy, I don't know. And then some cocoa aminos or soy sauce. I don't think I have enough in here, so I grabbed another bottle. Brown sugar, rice wine vinegar, which I don't have a lot of that either, which I thought I did. And then I found this rice wine. It's mirin. It has more of like a wine taste rather than a vinegary taste or smell anyway. So I don't know, I'm gonna use it because I have it. All right, I'm going to work on la sauce while the water boils for the noodles. I'm gonna do like a half a cup in there. About a 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar. I'm gonna add some mirin in too, just because I think I need a little more. I'm gonna do like half a cup of soy sauce, a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna throw some ginger in too. I just crushed it on my own. Fresh is best. And to thicken the sauce up, I'm gonna do just a couple tablespoons of cornstarch and mix it with a couple tablespoons of pineapple juice. This is just a cornstarch slurry and it'll thicken everything up. And just for flavor, I might add a little bit more pineapple juice to this too, but you can tell all the flavors are tying together with the marinade. I'm gonna throw some in. That sauce smells delicious. I'm gonna add just a touch pineapple. I also have some red bell pepper that I prepped earlier in the week, and now I wish I would have sliced them a little thinner. Was my meal prep a waste of time? I don't know. I'm just gonna slice these a little thinner and probably cut them in half so they're more manageable to eat. I mean, what else am I doing while the noodles are cooking? I have, I don't know, a couple cups of the red bell pepper. And then I'm going to probably get a better knife. I'm gonna slice up a couple cups of cabbage. I couldn't find purple cabbage, go figure. So I'm just going to, oh my gosh, this knife, I forgot how amazing it was. And then I'm probably gonna cut it this way too, so we don't have super long chunks of cabbage hanging out of our mouth while we're eating. There we go, oh my heavens. Smooth like butter. And for the noodles, I'm just gonna toss them in some boiling water and let them cook for a few minutes. I'm gonna throw the cabbage and veggies in here. Really, you can cook whatever veggies you like. I'm gonna season it with some salt and pepper. Give these a mix and let them cook until they're cooked. But that's okay. I'm gonna throw the noodles in, mix these around in it. Ooh, get all that flavor. And then I'm gonna throw the sauce in too. Ooh, yes. All right, here we go. I made a stir fry a few weeks ago, I feel like, in a what's for dinner video. Maybe it was shrimp. All right, this looks really nice. I'm gonna throw it in a serving bowl. And I'm gonna garnish it with just a little bit of green onion. I feel like cilantro would be great in this too. But that's just my opinion. I feel like cilantro is good in everything. But here's the stir fry, looks really good. I'm gonna take a taste test. Alex is outside cooking the chicken, so I'll give you a little taste of what that looks like too. And it smells real good out here. Check it, check it, check it. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at him go. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, they look so good. They look just like I like them. And the fire, how'd you get the flame?
Well, you know, I do a little thing here and there. I just drip grease everywhere.
Drip marinade. Oh my gosh, I love it. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear, but the owls are out. Oh, well, you definitely can't hear over all this. Heard them. Yeah, listen, they're talking to each other. I love listening to the owls, and I love eating stuff off the grill. This dinner was, supreme. It was delicious. I love eating anything off of the grill. It just gives it so much more flavor. The marinade was spectacular, and really, I love all marinades, but this whole dinner was spectacular, and I would recommend making it. My camera work, not so spectacular. It's hard when I'm holding a baby, trying to keep it steady, but I did my best. It's dinner time. Tonight's for dinner. Don't pay attention to me. I'm going to be making Tuscan chicken pasta. That's why I said tinner. Dinner Tuscan. My brain, it just tries to go faster than my mouth can move. I'm pumped about this one. I feel like it's kind of a sister to Marry Me Chicken. It's very similar ingredients. I made this as a freezer meal once, and I think I have everything that I need. Pretty simple ingredients. Italian seasoning is a must. It's also a crowd pleaser. It's pasta, so you know the kids are gonna enjoy it. It says it'll be ready in 45 minutes, but I'm gonna challenge that and say 30. Okay, set a timer for 30 minutes, will ya? Boom, let's do it. First thing I'm gonna do, now that I'm on the clock, I feel like I gotta rush. All right, I was gonna show you the ingredients, and I guess maybe I'll do that, but first I am going to cut the chicken. I have chicken thighs. I just think, you know, they're better, they're juicier, they're more fatty, and to me, fat means flavor. I'm pretty sure this is all you're going to need. Some chicken, Parmesan cheese. I have a little of this left over, so I'm just gonna use them both. Some sun-dried tomatoes. Wait, is this right? Yeah. I have to cut these up. Oh gosh, that's gonna take me a couple minutes. Italian seasoning, some garlic, fresh if you have it, which I do, but I'm on a time crunch here, okay? I got 30 minutes. Some pasta, I've got rigatoni, spinach if you wanna add it, some milk, whatever you have, and then I'm gonna do a mixture of half and half, just to make it a little extra creamy and dreamy. Oh, I'm sitting here cutting the chicken thinking, well, I need to get this party rolling. I gotta get some pasta on the stove. I'm gonna throw some water to get it boiled, and I have more chicken to cut up over here. There it is. I'm gonna season this chicken with just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then for fun, I'm also gonna season it with a little bit of Italian seasoning. And then I just take the knife and kind of like fold it into itself like a nice pastry, like I'm making a croissant, and that's the butter. Just as delicate. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. You can use a pan. I'm gonna use a pot just because I feel like I have a little more space to move in there. Dump the chicken in here and you're gonna hear a nice sizzle. I'm gonna get a nice sear on the chicken. Just don't touch it. I'm just evening it out, letting it sit, and then it'll get nice and brown, and the color equals flavor. While that is sizzling away, I'm going to crack open my sun-dried tomatoes. Ooh, these are not the same as how they come from Costco. But I am going to use this whole jar because I don't want them stuck in my fridge. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna give them a nice slice and dice. Sun-dried tomatoes just have such a rich flavor. I'm not a huge tomato fan, but this really does wonders in this dish. All right, I'm gonna mix this up. Think we've got a good color on here, but mostly it's sticking, so that's okay. It smells good. Do you love noodles?
I do. Yummy.
I love noodles too. To the chicken, I'm going to add all the tomatoes. And then let that cook for a minute or two. Oh my gosh, I broke another nail. Not fair. This garlic kind of smells like the nail salon, so I don't know how much longer I can trust this. I'm gonna throw it in anyway. Give that a mix. Let that cook out for about 30 seconds. And then what I'm gonna do is throw some flour in, just a few tablespoons of flour. I probably should have taken the chicken out and all that to make a roux, but I don't know, I'm not going to. Maybe a little bit more here. Mix this in, cook that flour taste out. Did we mess it up or are we gonna be fine? I'm gonna do about 1.5 cups of oat milk, mix that in, and then 1.5 cups of half and half. If you have all milk, just, I don't care, use that. Use what you have. The water is boiling, throw in the pasta. And I feel like we're making decent time here. How much time is left on the timer?
You've got 11 minutes and 17 seconds left.
I mean, perfect. We're gonna cook this for 11 minutes and then it'll basically be done. That roux really took over and now the sauce is nice and creamy and dreamy, waiting for the noodling to soak it all up. That's why I like the rigatoni. It's got that ridges. It's got a lot of surface area to capture la sauce. And I'm just gonna let this simmer just to stay warm until we're ready to dump it all together. Meanwhile, I'm going to grab 3 large handfuls of spinach and just give it the old chippity chop. I'm gonna throw the spinach in here so it cooks up from the warmth of the sauce, the warmth of the noodles. Then I'm gonna dump the pasta in here. I'm also gonna add the Parmesan cheese, just a nice handful of this. Maybe a little more, why not? And then mix this all in till everything's incorporated. Oh my word, this looks delish. Not only does this look good, it smells really good too. I'm gonna plate it up and try to get a good shot of it. Absolute perfection. Oh my gosh, the sauce is divine. The noodles, everyone is ready to eat here. This was another delicious dish. Pasta really never disappoints. The sun-dried tomatoes just gives it so much more flavor, and the spinach was great. Kids aren't a massive fan of spinach. They love it when it's cooked on its own, but when it's meshed in, I don't know, but it's whatever, large enough to pick out. And the cheese brought it over the top. That saltiness from the parm, it was great. I would recommend making this one also. I'm sprinkling a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. Oh yeah, that just elevates it. Who needs an herb when you have cheese? La fromage. Perfect timing. You guys, I deleted this clip of me making the intro to brisket chili. Never made brisket chili before, but it reminded me of when we had a chili cook-off. I told you a whole big story about it, but Who knows if you'll ever know the full story, but here we go. Oh crud, you know what else I have to do? Some mise en place. So I'm going to chop up this extra large GMO onion, or you can use 2, or I don't care, use none if you don't like onion. Use onion powder, it's always a good sub. Some recipes called for carrots, and I'm like, questionable. Anyway, so this chili cook-off had the best chili of my life that didn't win, and it tasted like there was steak in there. And I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever tasted in my life. And I wonder if it was more of a brisket chili. So I'm gonna find out later tonight if this is award-winning chili. Okay, 1 onion. This is something else I typically don't put in my chili. A couple stalks of celery over here, and I'm going to dice it in as little pieces as possible so that I can't pick it out. Again, if you don't like celery, the taste of it, like the texture, you can use celery seed. By the way, I pulled this off the meat. Off the meat? Oh my gosh. Raw meat. Half-cooked meat never looked so good. It's definitely not seared, but it's kinda, it's good enough. Do better than me, maybe. And then I'm going to take 1 jalapeno. I'm hesitating doing this. The recipe actually calls for 2. Oh my gosh, I almost wanted to seed it. Should I seed it? Have we gone too far? I'm gonna keep it like this and just, I feel like I'm making a mistake here. But you know me, always following recipes to a T. A few cloves of garlic. You know how you cut some jalapenos and you're like, oh, that one seems a little mild. To me, that one seems mild. It's not like burning my nose. And then I'm gonna mince up the garlic. I'm in a little rush, so I'm gonna use this little contraption. All right, think we're good. So into the crock pot, I'm gonna throw all of the meat and the juices. I debated doing this on the stovetop and just letting it simmer all day, but now I have a pot to wash. So to the crock pot, I'm going to add the garlic, the onions, celery, jalapeno. I have a can of black beans. I like black beans. You can use whatever bean. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to drain this or not. I'm not going to. Some kidney beans. All right, here's where I might deviate. Oh boy. Well, I know I'm going to add some beef broth. I don't know, a couple cups in here, and then I will reevaluate in a little. So the recipes call for like stewed tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, and then diced tomatoes. Fire roasted would add a lot more flavor. I think I'm gonna add salsa, or should I not? All right, you know what? I won't do it. Almost did it, but I won't do it. You only have spaghetti sauce, that would work here too. I feel like jarred spaghetti sauce, they don't really put much seasoning in there. Sometimes I get that over the can, because if you get it on a good sale, it's a better price. Here's a gem of a product, tomato paste in a tube. I'm gonna add a little bit of tomato paste in here just to thicken things up. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce just to deepen that beefy flavor. And then I'm gonna add some seasonings. We've got salt, we've got pepper, we've got chili powder, yes please. I've got some bay leaves I'm gonna throw in. I have onion powder, as if we don't have enough in there. How about some paprika? Or never mind, fresh out of that, cumin. Let's add some of that in. Let's add the rest, actually. That deep smoky flavor. What else do we have? Cayenne pepper, don't mind if I do. Then I'm gonna give this a nice mix, incorporate everything, and I think that's everything. You just let it sit. I'm gonna do mine on high. Just kidding, low. I'm not sure I'll ever get my brain back to what it used to be. Oh, forgot secret ingredient. A little bit of brown sugar for sweetness. Mix this in. I think we're good to go. Low and slow is the best way to cook this. That ensures that the meat is nice and tender when you take it out. Can't wait to eat it. I have to take a sniff test. All right, smell test approved. I always smell my chili. If it doesn't smell good, it's not gonna taste good. Okay, here's the chili. It has been cooking all day, simmering away. The house smells fantastic. It's one of the perks of like, you know, crock pot meals. Okay, taking a meat out. A meatball, a meat slice, and check it. Anyway, look how it falls apart, just shreds, it's melty. I'm literally salivating because it's like an hour past dinner. Evelina's gonna taste test.
Delicioso!
Okay, just the right amount of spice. All good, getting ready to eat some chili. I guess should I plate this and make it look all fancy? Maybe green, what do we put on chili? Cheese, maybe? So this chili was fantastic. Spoiler alert, we won the chili cook-off that I was talking about. We won the golden ladle. It was not with this recipe, but this recipe was grand, fantastic. I'm not sure if I'll make it again, only because ground beef is just easier to deal with. I always have it, and chili is one of those recipes that it's just a go-to for us. I make it simple every time, and it slaps. Okay, I won't say that again. But this one was great. I do think it offered more flavor. I normally don't make it in the crock pot, so when it's sitting all day, I enjoyed it. The kids enjoyed it. It was grand. It was nice to switch things up every once in a while, you know? Oh my heavens, that is searable. I'm making dinner. Oh my God, the house is gonna catch fire. That doesn't do anything. Doesn't do much either. Oh boy. Okay, I have a nice sear on the pork. That took a while. It's always an adventure. I am making, if you see, I have 2 crock pots out. I'm making a lot of dinner, and really one of these is like double for our family. We always have leftovers. And what is it? It is sweet pork enchiladas, and I'm making 2 because I'm making some for another family. They had a loss in their family, so I said, let me make dinner for you. Like that's the least I can do. I always feel so helpless. So it's a really simple recipe to throw together. It is delicious. It's one of my all-time favorites. And even if you just make the pork, I mean, it is a crowd pleaser. And thankfully today, because I never have Dr. Pepper on hand, and you need it for the recipe, or soda, Coke, whatever you like or have. I don't have anything, but at Publix today, I just ran to the store, they had it buy one, get one free. So now I have Dr. Pepper every time I want to make this, because that's the thing. I rarely make it because I don't always have the ingredients. Into the crock pot, I'm also going to throw enchilada sauce, the red enchilada sauce, which I was out of, but I ran to Publix and they had a buy one, get one free. So I'm just gonna toss the ingredients into the crock pot. I have pork tenderloins. The best price for these is at Costco. You can't beat it. So the red enchilada sauce is going in right over all the pork. 1 can, and then 1 can of diced green chilies. I'm gonna sprinkle in ½ a cup of brown sugar, so it makes it sweet and delicious. And I go heavy-handed on basically everything. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to season the pork, which is fine. I'll just add a little salt and pepper to the crock pot now. And then a little bit of garlic powder. Oh boy, there it goes. I'm gonna throw in 1 bottle of Dr. Pepper. I think there's 16 ounces. It calls for less, but what am I gonna do with the rest? I don't drink soda, but I will eat it. And that's it. I'm gonna set them on low. I just like that they cook better that way. And then once the pork is done cooking in the crock pot, you can throw the enchiladas together. But honestly, the pork alone on some rice and beans, fantastic. All-time favorites. That's what we do with the leftover pork. My lid to that broke, so I'm just gonna cover it with tin foil. It's on my list of things to do to get a new crock pot. It'll probably take me like a year. All right, low and slow. And then when it gets time, I'm going to make black beans with some enchilada sauce. I don't know, I've never made it that way before, and like a corn salad kind of thing. And then I bought a bagged salad for her. Oh, and also banana bread, but I probably won't share that because I've shared the recipe before. Okay, good stuff. It's gonna be great. Moving on to the beans, going to add a tablespoon or more of olive oil, and then some freshly minced garlic up in here. You guys know I have so much time to freshly mince my garlic these days. And then a little bit of cumin. Whisk this together. All right, looking good. Now I'm going to add 2 cans of black beans, rinsed and drained. I have oh gosh, it's burning. I can smell it. 1 can of red enchilada sauce. It's a 10-ounce can. A whisk was a poor decision. Okay, and then mix this together. Salt and pepper, what are we doing here? Nope, that's it. All right, cook this for about 30 minutes, just a low simmer. I'm also gonna throw in a 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro. That's where the flavor's at. I'm gonna cover it and let it simmer for 30 minutes until the sauce thickens up. I'm not sure if I'm gonna share the banana bread recipe with you because I've shared it so many times in the past, but it is the best banana bread. Funny story, I left the other beans on the stove, started doing something else, didn't set a timer or thought I did, and they burned. That's so funny. So I had to whip up another batch. I'm gonna make sure my timer is set this time before I walk away. I'm making this corn salad too. I feel like I made this for Easter, so if you're looking for a recipe, it's really delicious. 3rd time's a charm. Did I even share with you guys? I made a batch for us too because Alex took a bite and Avelina took a bite and they were like, oh my heavens, that is so good. So I made another portion for us. I feel like I've been making beans all dang day. They might not look like much, but oh my gosh, are they absolutely delicious. So this is the texture that you want. Pretty creamy, not too liquidy. And then over here, it has been a while. So I'm gonna take a couple forks, see if it's done. Should be done. Yeah, look at that shred. All right, I'm going to shred up this pork and then get started on the enchiladas. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you what, guys, just the pork. I'm gonna put some in a little tin for them too. I got the banana bread all made. It made 3 of these size. My family had one. These are their black beans. The corn is in the fridge. You wanna see the corn? And then I'm gonna throw whatever leftover pork I have and just give it to this. Oh, and should I make rice? I should probably make rice. That is so good. I did make rice, and this is always fantastic. If you're ever wondering, what the heck should I make for dinner? I always try to have these in my freezer, these pork loins, tenderloins, whatever they're called. They're so, tenderloin, you think something small. These are huge. They thaw out quickly enough for you to sear it and then throw it in a crock pot. I was amazed that this cooked in the time that it did. Okay, I've got it all shredded up over here in the juices. I have 1 can of green enchilada sauce, the green stuff. That's why I like this one so much. I'm just gonna put a little bit at the bottom. I'm going to make 2 casserole dishes for them. Keep it for another night, or if they wanna, eat seconds and thirds, they'll be ready. Fan-freaking-tastic. Loved sharing this meal with them. It is one of my favorites. And now I can make it more often. And there's actually one more I don't know if it's pulled pork, but it's like a pork crock pot recipe that I want to try because I've made a couple that I've thought, oh yeah, this is my favorite. So I'm going to try the other one again to see which one I like better, and then I'll report back to you. But for now, this one fits the bill, whatever. It's really simple to throw together, and it's kind of like 2 different dinners in one because you can eat the pork and rice and beans one night, and then the next night, if you have leftover pork, you can just throw it in enchiladas, and it kind of gives the feel of completely separate dishes, but also the same ingredients, kind of the same ingredients. You could throw beans in that enchilada in the wrap. Oh my God, endless possibilities, okay? And I'm here for all of them. I love, what's it called? Chipotle in a bowl. Throw some lettuce in there. Oh my gosh, some peppers and onions. I'm in all the way. All right, here it is, all finished. 2 of them, 2 platters, a little bit of pork left over, but not a whole ton. I'm gonna do it all over again and make a couple casseroles for us. One thing I didn't do before, I put green sauce on the bottom, and I think that's what you're supposed to do. Just like a half a cup of this stuff. I don't know, I feel like do whatever you want. Green sauce is good. All right, mine's ready for the oven, 350 degrees. Oh gosh, how long? About 20 minutes. Okay, well, I packed the bag, realized I didn't show you. It's fine, not that you need to see, but bagged salad. I put the corn salad in here because I didn't have enough of these, I guess. I put the sweet pork, 2 things of banana bread, the beans, rice, and then the enchiladas at the bottom. Did I show you what they look like when they were done? I'm the worst. I'll show you mine when it gets out of the oven. Here's the corn salad. Did I tell you what's in it? Corn, cucumber, and salad. Red bell pepper, cilantro, green onion here. I have oil, red wine vinegar, salt, pepper, and corn. Is that it? Oh, feta cheese. It's so simple and so delicious, and oh my gosh, drool worthy, so satisfying. Oh, you can do tomatoes, but I like red pepper instead. That corn salad, ooh, it's so good, so fresh, so refreshing. And I'm gonna give you a little glimpse of what it looks like without and with herbs. Doesn't it just bring it to life? That green, that nature, that, oh my gosh, I love a good herb. Cilantro, love that. If you don't have it, who the heck cares? Leave it out. Or if you don't like it, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Alex eats it with a ton. I eat it with a bed of lettuce. These enchiladas, they're just so good. The kids love them. They gobble them up. And then we served it with some rice and then some pork if the kids didn't want the enchilada, because like sometimes the texture cannot be great because it's a little soggy. And then we have the beans, of course, and those were smash hit.
Smash it. Oh my gosh, they're fantastic.
It's dinner time again tonight. On the menu tonight are some chicken untidy Josephs. You heard that right. We're making Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe. I'm also going to make some green beans as a side dish, and then Meredith asked for mac and cheese. So I gotta please the masses over here and get dinner on the table, hopefully in about 25-ish minutes. And my favorite way to cook the green beans is super simple. Just a little bit of oil on the green beans and then pour some salt and pepper over top. Can you even see? You've seen me do it a million times before. I'm going to throw these straight into the oven. I have it going to, I don't remember, 425 degrees. It's not there yet, but it'll get there. And while it does, it'll also cook while it's preheating. I've got water on the stovetop coming to a boil. And I am going to make my own ground chicken. One, because I love saving money, and two, because I love doing dishes. So I have chicken thighs, and I'm just going to pop these into my food processor. Did you know that you can make your own ground chicken? It's amazing. Once you know it's possible, you're gonna wanna do it for every meal. I feel like this actually works better with chicken breasts, but chicken thighs is what I have, so that's what I'm gonna use. Let's ground it up. Why isn't it working? Oh, it's not blood. A sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Okay, that looks real gross. It's looking real raw meat never looks so good, am I right? Okay, so add it to a skillet, or in my case, a pot. I like to have enough space to like mix it around. Did you know that you could ground chicken like that? Isn't that amazing? All right, get it all in there. Oh, this is so gross. I'm feeling like Lady Gaga up in here. Just gonna season this with a little bit of salt and pepper. You only really need like 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. I think I went overboard. I did 2 packages. Actually, hold up. I'm going to dice up some red bell pepper, and I'm gonna do it pretty fine. That way the kids don't really notice it. And also so it cooks a little faster. I'm also going to add some red onion too, although I'm not sure why red. If you don't have it, use yellow. I'm kind of regretting my decision to use red. But you guys know how I love to follow recipes to a T. All right, I'm gonna add the veggies straight in with the chicken so everything cooks together. I'm gonna add in a little bit of garlic now that everything is cooked. And I'm gonna add in this can of tomato sauce. I don't know how big this can is. It's like a normal sized bean can. Whoa, I'm gonna add some water in there too. Make sure I get it all out. 1/4 cup of maple syrup for sweetness. 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, but I'm using cocoa amino, so 1, 2, 3. Couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. 1 big squeeze of Dijon, and a couple tablespoons of brown sugar because the maple syrup apparently wasn't enough. Give this a mix, and we'll see what it looks like after that. Actually, wait, do we need more salt and pepper? We already seasoned this, I can't remember. I'm going to throw the buns just onto a rack, and then I'm gonna throw them into the oven. All right, the buns are nice and crispy, even if they don't look like it. And I'm just going to pile on the chicken mixture. Oh, these are just so untidy. Look how delicious though. Ooh, boo. Boom. I know how you like it, extra sloppy. Name that movie. This is just a quick, easy weeknight meal. Super simple to throw together. Semi-healthy, I'd say it's healthy. Great for the kids, great for the adults, great for nostalgia. I'm gonna throw some greens on this plate to make it even better. Oh my word, bon appetit. I am ready to eat. It is delicious, by the way, and I added some salt and pepper.
I will double up on what I said. It was delicious. Also, would be great to eat like without the bun if you're not into the buns, or if you don't have any on hand, don't feel like making them. I laugh because I would never. Green beans are fantastic. I would even just eat it with the green beans and meat and then the red pepper like that. It was amazing. I would do that again if that was an option. I'm about to give you a glimpse into what our dinner time really sounds like, okay?
I gotta get dinner put together tonight. I've been putting this off. Don't ask me why. No reason. It's almost noon, which I feel like once it hits noon, the rest of my day is over with. So while I have two hands, I'm going to throw this marinade together. I have been pumped about this recipe for, hold on, my ears are itchy. I must have just eaten something that I'm intolerant to, or sensitive to. You know what I'm not sensitive to? A cardinal, a red cardinal. Never seen it before in my backyard. It just started showing up a few days ago, several days ago. What does that mean? Okay, I have been pumped about these two recipes. Also, flank steak is really expensive. I've had it in my freezer, so I need to use it up. Flank steak with chimichurri. Chimichurri hasn't always been this glam. I was a drab little crab. Well, I know it's tamatory. Okay, creamy white cheddar potatoes on the floor. I can't wait to make these. I have all the ingredients, I've had them. And actually I might have to buy more parsley and cilantro for the chimichurri sauce, which I've never made before and I'm pumped. But it is a marinade. I almost made it last night for dinner and then started the recipe and realized, oh, it's a marinade. I have to have my life together for this one. So I have 2 flank steaks. How can I do this without cross-contaminating everything in my kitchen? All right, I washed my hands. I just need a Ziploc. No, I don't need a Ziploc bag. I just need a bowl. I love these bowls because they came with lids, but my smaller bowl, I can't find the lid to. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the corner, lost cabinet. So anyway, I had these flank steaks in my freezer, and one of them, I'll show you, is like daddy. It's like a daddy flank. And then the other one is a little baby flank. Hello, Chloe. I figured I would just make them together because you know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna do with that baby one? Who is that gonna feed? Wolfgang. All right, man. So for the marinade, seems very simple. You just need some olive oil. I'm gonna throw some oil in here. It says to do this in a separate bowl. Just I don't know, 3 tablespoons, a little more than that. I'm gonna throw in some chili powder, just enough to give it a nice crust and coat. Some salt in here, that'll really soften up that meat, make it nice and tenderized. And then onion powder. Now I'm gonna throw in some lime juice. I have 2 limes right here and I'm just rolling them. I'm just giving them a nice roll so the juices inside really come out. Oh my word. Even just the smell of these limes, it smells like summer. Here, I'll do my best here without having to adjust the camera and I've said it once, I'll say it 100 times. Fresh herbs and fresh citrus elevate a dish. That's the secret to making things taste good, don't you know? I'm doing 2 limes, but I might do more. And now I'm realizing why a Ziploc bag might be better to, you know, feels like some, I'm just gonna do my best to give this a mix and let it marinate for at least an hour. But if you can go longer, longer is always better. And there she is. I'm gonna let her marinate for as long as possible, probably around 5-6 hours. And then I'll cook her up, show you what she looks like, and make the sauce. Oh, and the best part, the creamy white potatoes. I mean, look at that meal, doesn't that look fantastic? I'm gonna move on to the creamy white potatoes and get these started into 1-inch cubes. Perfection. And then I'm gonna throw them into a pot of water, cook these up, and then I'm gonna work on a sauce for it. And hopefully these are gonna be the most delicious things I've ever had because I've been dreaming of making them for way too long. I have Yukon Gold potatoes. You can use, I don't know, whatever you have, but this is like a really thin skin on the potato. That's why I like this one. I almost use those baby potatoes that come from Costco from a pretty good price. At a normal grocery store, those baby potatoes are ridiculously priced. I need 3 pounds for this recipe, and I always make more I don't have my kitchen scale out, nor do I care. I washed up a bunch and I'm just gonna use however many I washed. I'm gonna fill it up with cold water. For potatoes, cold water to start out with is best. Sorry, the water was splashing everywhere. And just make sure they're fully covered so that they can evenly cook. If you put it into hot water, the outside cooks faster than the inside, and then you get lumpy. And I just want everything to cook evenly. So the recipe calls for a shallot. I'm not about the shallot life. I don't know what it is about them. I'm just not a huge fan. But I am a huge fan of the onion. It only calls for a couple tablespoons. But you know, I like to live my life on the edge and go above and beyond. So I'm gonna do half an onion. I think it'll just give it a nice flavor. It's not that much more than 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna throw a couple pats of butter into a skillet. Once the butter's melted, I'm going to add in the onion and a little bit of freshly minced garlic and cook that until the onion is soft. I'm gonna throw in a 1/4 cup of flour to make the roux for the sauce. Then I'm gonna pour in 2 cups of chicken stock gradually. And I'm gonna throw in 3/4 cup of milk. Once the sauce is nice and bubbly, I'm going to add in a little bit of Dijon and, you guessed it, some salt and pepper. Delicious. Did you see that? Salt and pepper? And the main ingredient, some white cheddar cheese. I didn't even know this stuff existed. I had to look all over Tarnation for it, but I finally found it. And that is the sauce. I have a casserole dish and I'm just gonna throw the potatoes over it. They're a little more boiled than I would. I was gonna save a few, but changed my mind. I'm gonna throw the creamy sauce. Ooh, creamy, dreamy, cheesy, delicious sauce right on top. I'm gonna make sure all the potatoes are coated in it, so I'm just gonna mix it. Ooh, this smells real good. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I didn't even realize the sticker is still on here. I have washed it and used it, but that's funny. Okay, I'm gonna throw it into the oven now, about 35 to 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna top it with some more cheese.
Oh my heavens. If heaven were in a dish, this would be it. Creamy and dreamy. I'll tell you what, I'd make it again.
So for the chimichurri sauce, I'm gonna throw together here. I'm going to use a lot, probably a little more than it calls for, which is what I always do. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So a nice couple handfuls of parsley. Same thing with cilantro, a hefty portion. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Actually, I'm just going to throw in all the parsley. I've never had chimichurri sauce, but just based off this alone, I'm gonna say I'm probably gonna love it. Half a cup of onion, but I just diced up the other half of that onion. I'm gonna throw it all in. I'm at my max fill line, but am I really? Because herbs are so airy. You can do this in a blender, but I'm doing it in my food processor because my blender sucks. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some Italian seasoning. I'm all about that. This will help bring it all together. A couple tablespoons of red wine vinegar. These are like my favorite flavors. And I am gonna throw in some garlic too. I feel like garlic, when it's pre-chopped like this, it doesn't have much flavor. And I'm gonna let her rip. Well, there's the sauce. I'm afraid to even taste it, like just bare. Delicious. I'm gonna sprinkle the top with some more cheese and then throw it back in the oven just until the cheese looks nice and golden brown.
Okay, I was like, what is this clip? Is this supposed to be in here? We were about to throw the meat on the grill, and so we were just, always outside trying to do something. We were just hanging out outside. Avelina was in theater, Thespians, this night. Busy time of year. It's like the end of year celebrations and all that are coming up, but they were wrapping up their, like Thespians. They had a show, like, I don't know, every week or whatever. Every day. I want to say seriously, every day. It was a lot. All right. Glad it's over. Glad they had fun. Dinner was great. The potatoes were delicious, creamy. The meat was good. I like it a little more medium than it was, but it was good. I also threw together the mac and cheese, and that was just like a Cracker Barrel like thing that I got from the store. This is cutting up the meat. Ooh, wow, so smoky. It's so hot. So juicy. It's kind of spilling out all the juices. We let it rest for a while too, okay? So calm down. Anyway, that is it. Oh, and the chimichurri sauce. Ooh, so good. I feel like if you ate it without it, why would you do that? The chimichurri sauce was delicious. But that is it. I know I usually include a dessert, but this video is crazy long as it is. So next time, I guess, we'll have to make it for Brownie Friday. If you want to subscribe, put a little happy in your day. I'll see you next time. What are you making for dinner? Let me know. Give me some inspo. Bye.